cool. Vocal dope in the booth. Eric Brick be the truth. That's why I get the.
Let's side by side, together as brothers. Can't nothing stop us. Nothing.
We got something to talk about, you and me.
A divided nation can't stand. And Santo Padre divides
What's
us.
going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Knobs YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another TV show review, and we are back with Mayans season 4, episode 5, Death of a Virgin review. We pretty much start this episode off on Demon Time with Alita, man. Alita showed up like Michael Myers, bro. Like, the way she wasn't even running, she wasn't moving fast, she was just walking. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. She was just walking. And the appearance of her coming out of nowhere, like the shit was on some Michael Myers type of vibes, man. But it's going to be very interesting to see where we go with her from here. And will she reconnect back with Angel, especially after everything she did at the beginning of this episode? It's definitely going to be interesting in what Angel is going to do when he ends up finding out the situation. Because it's going to be a situation now. And it's really going to, especially with everything that's been going on, speaking of Angel this season. And he, basically is putting on the front. Not saying that he's happy that he's having another child, but he is very much still in pain. I guess you can call it pain, but pretty much, I ain't gonna say denial, but just the fact of everything going on with him still thinking about his first child, and the fact that he is on the thinking end of it being the child being dead. But we all know as an audience, like I said, even when she told him, I was like, the baby is not alive. The baby is definitely still alive, and we end up finding out at the end of the season the baby is actually alive. So with everything going on with Alita, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out if she does end up coming back to Angel, and how it will play out with his new girl, and not only that, his new baby. So that is going to be interesting. But like I said, Alita, man, she's always somewhat had like this scary vibe to her, even with last season. But like I said, this episode, it reminds you of just how deadly she really is, straight up. Especially when she's on a mission, and when she's just straight moving forward, she's just looking at the what's her name as far as the end game. She is dangerous, man. But not only is she dangerous, she is just very much she's a very deadly person, and everything she done been through and where she's at right now, coming out last season, and even before that, everything leading up to what she's been through leading up to this, hey, she is very much on her Michael Myers shit, especially in this episode, man. Going from there, we're definitely seeing what's going on with Easy, man. He's pretty much trying to build somewhat of a connection, with the dog handler chick. But we end up getting a little bit more with her. And the fact that they have so many similarities to just the loneliness of what they're going through right now. Easy has his club, but at the same time, he's very much feeling that loneliness inside for the fact that, Earl Girl leaving and everything is going with him eternally. So it's really interesting to see where they go with their story, and to see how this plays out with them, being that they do have very much a lot of similarities as far as Easy and the dog girl. One thing else about Easy is, though, he's always on his demon time. He goes to see my man JJ, and I'm hoping I'm saying this is the character's right name, but the guy that he was in prison with, pretty much. And the same way the man showed up to him in his spot, the same way Easy shows up to him in his spot. And this is a really good tense scene, the first, like, I would say 2 or 3 minutes, man, because the way Easy gets off his bike, and then the way he pretty much shows my man his weapon, like letting him know the intentions that I'm coming with are not genuine altogether. It was a really good scene, man, and I just like the way Easy is putting it out there, or coming to him up front, like, nigga, I know it's something up, so you need to come holler at me, like, what's up? We need to go ahead and deal with this, so we need to talk about it, because it's something up with JJ. It's definitely something up with him, and I'm thinking he knows something with Easy, or maybe he has his own thing going on if he made some type of deal, maybe. I'm really interested to see where they go with this, especially with everything that's going on with Easy eternally, but not only that, everything that's going with him with the club, and him going up the ranks, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this, man, especially the whole thing with him and JJ. And I do want to know what's going on with him as far as the JJ dude that just got out of jail. I want to know what's up, because it's definitely something else going on besides what he has going on with his family. Feel like he got a kind of a regret. Like, it's like he feeling some type of way towards Easy a little bit. Like, damn, you out and you doing your thing with your club. Or like, it's like he feeling some way or something, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with this one here. But, not only are we dealing with that, we got a couple of side stories. Like I said, to me, I'm not saying they're not interesting, but, you know, I'm just interested how they play out. Neron, he had some things going on. Of course, he doing the whole rehab thing, and he ended up meeting a chick. So they have their whole thing going on, especially with kind of their stories. And I guess some of the things that similarities of the things they've been through together, especially of addiction and everything like that. So it's kind of an interesting story what they have going on. But, my man, the big guy, I forget his damn name. I apologize, y'all. Can't be doing this. I ain't got my man's name. But the big guy, he's pretty much dealing with the situation with CM Punk's character. Shout out to CM Punk, man. He doing his thing, man. I did not expect to see him. I am not into the WWE the way I used to be as far as wrestling. I stopped watching it a very long time ago. But I do know CM Punk is, you know what I'm saying, being a part of wrestling or whatever. I think he was doing the AEW or some shit like that. But anyway, his character is pretty much off the rails, very suicidal, very crazy like, and I noticed he was kind of off the rails in the previous episode, but I just didn't know it was to this extent, especially with him having the child or whatever. And you pretty much have my guy coming in, pretty much having my big guy, man, he's pretty much going through it as far as not only trying to help his friend out, but pretty much trying to make sure this kid is in a good, in a stable environment, but safe environment, as far as everything that's going on with CM Punk's character or whatever. But that's kind of some of the side stories we have going on outside of everything that's going on with the club. As far as the cartel guy that the Mayans are currently working for, whatever, or whatever they doing exactly for him or whatever, he has his own things going on. Besides the situation with what the Mayans have done as far as, you know, killing the money guy, the guy that was pretty much over all his money, that knew where everything with his money or whatever, his assets or whatever. He's pretty much going through his own thing with the business or whatever. It's in shambles. He had the situation, what he explained it to his sister, but not only that, the situation with his mother, who is dying currently right now, and they got that situation going on. But it's pretty much like he's going to cut the pipeline off for the Mayans as far as what they did with that situation. But it's almost like it ain't going to matter because he already got a lot of shit going on anyway. So is that even going to matter how he tries to do that? Or is that going to play into what the Mayans are trying to do as far as, you know, Chaka or whatever the other guy is, as far as the other leader of the Mayans or whatever? How, I know he has his whole thing going on with this cartel leader. But like Alvarez said, like previous episode, he agreed with them killing old buddy as far as the pervert, as far as the guy that was pretty much trying to molest his own child. So yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see how they try to deal with that, man, that he pretty much saying he's going to cut the pipeline off now. So you already have everything going on as far as the turmoil and the inter beef that's going on within the Mayans organization. Now it's going to get even more hectic because of him pretty much saying he's cutting everything off dealing with the Mayans, or what it sounded like. Y'all let me know in the comment section. I could be wrong. We also get my man Miguel, who's pretty much still doing what he's doing, and I cannot wait for them to do something as far as the whole reveal, you know, of him, Easy, and Angel being brothers. But not only that, Angel and Easy's pops being his pop. Like, when are we gonna deal with this story? Because they kind of play around with it a little bit in this episode with him talking to him. I'm thinking that's his aunt, right? Because I'm thinking that's his sister's, his mama's sister, whatever. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know. But he's pretty much still out here hiding out or whatever, and you still got these guys running around, and I can't wait for something to happen to this nigga. Like, it's like the Mayan, whoever wrote the Mayans, whatever, they like, can we get the most evil, sadistic looking nigga and put him on here? And that's who they got, because this motherfucker at the bottom of the screen, bro, he is the most sadistic, and he playing the part, but he got that look down. Like, he ain't even got to say nothing for me. He got the look down. I'm sorry, man, but this nigga got to go. I'm tired of him. And he ain't even been in but like 2 episodes, but he needs to go, man. I do not like him at all, man. But as far as Miguel go, he has this little relationship with this little boy that's pretty much been coming around while he's doing what he's doing as far as Miguel. And that relationship is interesting, being that it's almost like we're trying to give Miguel kind of his redemption story almost. But the way the Mayans go and the way these series go, it's probably not going to happen like that. If anything, especially after this episode, but it does kind of hint that Miguel is trying to get himself in a different light as far as a redemption story, but I'm not sure. Especially how things play out in this episode. I was kind of thinking maybe he's going to go back to that other route, or even trying to get some, like his cartel leadership back a role or back or something. I don't know. But the way the episode plays out, it's like he's not hinting towards that. Maybe he's going to go the other direction towards some type of redemption. But I'm not sure. But can we please just get this guy at the bottom out of here, man? This guy that's chasing Miguel around pretty much. The most evil looking villain you can have on the TV show. But anyway, man, speaking of Miguel, we have Emily. Emily has a situation, and I almost forgot about this situation because now the guy that got killed, or she pretty much had something happen to in the last season when she had the whole thing going on, what she was doing in the background without Miguel knowing, that comes into play in this episode. And pretty much the guy's parents don't believe he committed suicide, and now they hired like this PI people that's coming, and this woman pretty much think Emily is not, doesn't believe Emily at all. The fact that Emily is trying to play it off like she's not even Emily, she's letting her know that they was able to find her, how quick they was able to find her, but it's just the fact that they might not be the only ones that's capable of finding her. So it's going to be interesting to see how she does this. And I was tripping. Well, I wasn't tripping off who she tried to call at the end of the episode. Well, not the end of the episode, but when she dealt with this situation, the person she tried to call, because I almost forgot this was a person that did what they did for her. So, oh man, there's a lot going on, man. And she's sitting out here worrying about Miguel, but now she got to worry about this situation. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But it almost trips me out when Emily tries to go call certain individuals. Like, nigga, you pretty much isolated my man, especially in that first season, going in the second season, kind of. But I got to kind of get what was going on with her and Easy. But it's like, as soon as you got into that shit, it's like, here come this nigga Easy running to your aid. I'm like, oh man, are you trying to do this again? I kind of like how he played that shit. No, well, she kind of didn't say nothing either, though, because, he was with old girl last season, but, excuse me. I think I got some hair in my mouth. But anyway, it was just how the way that kind of played out. But it's going to be interesting to see how she's trying to get through this situation. It's being that these people are most likely not going to leave her alone, but that they have their own suspicions going on. But outside of everything else, we are back with Everraz and dealing with everything as far as the club, and they're into beef. We have a pretty much somewhat of a memorial service for a fallen Mayan member, and pretty much everybody is still at each other's necks, especially when they start mentioning Steve, the guy that killed himself, and pretty much saying he wasn't a real Mayan, this and the third. So that really makes things boil over, and you still have Everraz going through what he's going through. Excuse me. And I like the way they really are playing on Everraz, not only just his emotions, but going back to the original as far as Sons of Anarchy and things Everraz did, and that we be sometimes forgetting. And the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, he had his son killed, making that whole deal with Clay in the jail or whatever, and with old buddy from the white supremacy group or whatever, in I think, what was it, the first season, and he had Happy kill his son or whatever. So it's interesting the way they plan on that a lot in this season, and I like that, because Everraz not only has everything going on as far as trying to keep the club together, but it's that whole thing. And I feel like Jax Teller's name and Jax Teller's ghost is really playing somewhat in this season, even with Easy and things he has going on, but especially with Everraz. And the whole thing Jax was trying to accomplish before he died, it's almost like Everraz is sitting at this table now, and everything that's happened leading up to this, it's like, man, I can see them really playing in this a lot. And it's really going to be interesting to see how Everaz try to go from here, especially with what he's trying to do dealing with Bishop and Chaka, them two going at each other's heads. But the way Easy came at him in the previous episode, as far as trying to do everything. And that's why I come in with the whole Jax comparison. Easy kind of having this whole revelation like Jax was, the way he's talking to Everaz or whatever. And I can almost feel like Everaz sitting there like, damn, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? So it's really going to be interesting to see how he tries to deal with everything going on, man, because everybody's still at each other's necks within the Mayans organization and club. But this is where we pretty much going to get into play, especially with the Suns, man. I knew they was, they pretty much had got the green light from Chips previous episode to go pretty much at war with the Mayans, especially after the revelation of them finding the code or whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see where this go from here. But after this episode, man, I'm like the way they was planning or whatever they trying to do. Okay, but the way they went about it and what they end up doing is like, damn. You talking about somebody trying to send a message. They making sure they send this message in pure blood and bullets. Absolutely. So this is where I'm getting excited because now I'm feeling like we're going to get some original Suns now. I definitely feel like we're about to get some original Suns, whether it's Chips, Tig, or Happy. I'm trying to think, will we get some Rat Boy? Rat Boy did survive. If y'all remember Rat Boy, he came in like the last 2 seasons of Suns, if I'm not mistaken. I should have had his picture up. But yeah, Suns doing what they doing now is going to be interesting, man, because we was already getting teasers and trailers or whatever about this war that was brewing between the Suns and Mayans. But it's really going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because after this episode, everything is definitely going to change. But it's the way how they're going to deal with it, especially with Alvarez and the relationship between him and the Suns, especially how everything went and played out with him and Jax and this whole thing that they worked together to build. That's what I'm happy about, and that's what I'm excited to see moving forward, especially how they're going to try to deal with this with Alvarez and now this brewing war that's starting to happen with the Suns. Last but not least, Coco, man. His girl, man, I feel so bad for her, bro. It's each and every episode I'm feeling bad for this girl, man. It's like, how do you get up every day? This is what you got to look forward to. Going to this shitty-ass job, dealing with these shitty people. Then coming home and dealing with Coco and his snobby-ass sister and her not liking your ass and getting on your nerves. This girl was going through so much, man, and I got to admit, man, I was ready to go off for her in this episode. So I'm glad I'm not glad it went the way it went, because it lets you know that she really is going through some shit. But it just it was just the fact that, the way y'all wrote this episode for her, and whoever y'all wrote as far as the character is at the register talking to her, y'all made them the assholes of assholes, man. I'm trying to tell you, I've never seen somebody go to that farther extent as far as bagging groceries or wanting they shit bagged a certain way. I'm just like, ain't no goddamn way, ain't no way, man. If you even a customer behind this person, you would have been like, yo, come on, man, stop tripping and take your shit and get out of here. But it's what she's dealing with, bro. And when she does what she does, like, yes, applaud. Absolute applaud, man. But it's like, man, Coco, bro, your girl is most of the time at home by herself. You at the club 24/7 majority of the time. And now I think he's in like Oakland or something. So it's like, damn, bro, you have to understand she's going through it. She's going through it, but man, it's going to be crazy the way this episode plays out. I'm not going to give nothing away, but I did not see certain things coming, and this is why Mayans, especially this season, is turning into one of the best seasons of the Mayans as far as the series go. For all y'all out here saying Mayans, man, this is way better than Sons of Anarchy, y'all got to chill. I'm not saying that right now. I would say it has somewhat of... One of the things about Mayans is that it's more, and I said this in my other review as far as Mayan seasons, I mean not seasons, but episodes 1 through 4. Mayan is more of a serious tone than Sons. Sons, of course, was a serious show, but it's had some dark humor throughout that series, almost, if not all the time. Throughout each episode, you was probably going to get some dark humor here and there, even with more of the serious episodes. I would say later on, even with some of those later episodes going into the later seasons of Sons, it still has some of that dark humor. But with Mayans really does not have too much of any humor like that going on, especially in this season. It really does not have a lot of humor going on, man. And even last season, it did not have a lot of humor going on. And I feel like that's what type of show this is. It's not really around based. It's not going to do too much of dark humor. I mean, look at these characters like a lead in them, man. How you going to base some dark humor around a character like her? Or what you going to do to make make it some type of joke or something. You can't really do it. It doesn't really mix in this world. And that's why I honestly kind of enjoy it. I said that when I first started watching Mayans, before I even started doing reviews or anything, I liked that feeling this is a separation from Sons. Like, you could feel it. It was an absolute separation from the Sons. So that's why I'm feeling going with it. But at the same time, I feel like that helps Sons be what it is, having them dark humor moments in there here and there. With all that being said, this still is one of my favorite seasons out of the Mayans. Not saying I haven't enjoyed previous seasons, I have, but this is turning into one of my favorite seasons, especially everything that's going on with Easy. Definitely, man. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how this is going to play out with what the Sons end up doing, man. I'm telling you, I did not see, I mean, to the extent that they was going to go, okay, but to the ramifications and to what happens, to the destruction after they do what they do, man, I just didn't see certain things happen. I didn't see certain things happening with certain characters, so it's definitely going to play out crazy, man. And this season is going to get even crazier moving forward. But y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all feel about this recent episode. Did y'all expect what happened to happen? That cliffhanger at the end? Man, it's going to be crazy moving forward. But y'all let me know in the comment section, man. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is the road to 500 subs. Make sure you hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new videos. We out.
Divides us.
It took 40 years to build this thing. And you want to destroy it all in one night?
Mayans are good to meet, Mr. Mayhem.
FX's Mayans. All new.
I just don't want a problem.
No, I don't think you
I don't ever want a problem. But when they say they want a problem, I say no problem. That's it.